Okay friends, today I am bringing you that much anticipated video I have been talking about forever. I'm finally getting around to filming it. I do use my Instant Pot all the time. It is a lifesaver. I wanted to share with you guys some stuff for beginners. You guys don't have to be afraid of the Instant Pot. I will tell you this, I had the really old school Instant Pot. My mom bought it, let me see, like 15 years ago, I think, as a gift, and I never heard of a pressure cooker, didn't know what it was, didn't know how to use it. It scared me because I thought, gross. Back then I didn't even cook, so it was a lot of learning lessons. But I bought some frozen chicken and I thought, I'm gonna cook up some chicken. I'm gonna put it in this Instant Pot. This is the old school Instant Pot. I probably could have kept it, but I didn't know any better. So I did it, and the chicken just looks so nasty to me. And I thought, I can't even eat that. I couldn't bring myself to eat it. I couldn't bring myself to use the pressure cooker ever again. And I just put it in my cabinet and left it there. And even when we moved, I brought it with us. And I finally said, enough's enough. I'm getting rid of this because I don't know how to use it. The Instant Pots became like the fad for the year. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna wait because all I could think about was the Instant Pot that I had and how gross it was with that chicken. But I've come a long way since then. My mom got me one a couple years ago for Christmas, and I was terrified to use it at first. I had to watch YouTube videos, I had to read about it, and then once I used it the first time, I realized there was nothing to be afraid of. I was terrified of the steam coming out of the thing. So guys, you don't have to be afraid of the Instant Pot. I will tell you, once you get used to it and figure a few little things out about it, it will be your best friend. Because this thing, this Instant Pot, this is what I call a lifesaver, because a lot of times I am that mom or woman that forgets to thaw the meat out. And then my husband's like, what are we having for dinner? And yes, I do meal plan, and yes, I do film cooking videos, but I'm real 100% also. And I have my days where I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't thaw the meat out. And I've got a family of, you know, there's 6 of us, and everybody's looking at me like, what are we having for dinner, Mom? Please tell me it's not, you know, cereal or, well, actually the kids probably wouldn't care about cereal, but my husband likes a home cooked meal. So, and he likes to take leftovers to work for his next day. So, and the kids, Gavin, the growing boy, he loves a home cooked meal. So this thing has saved me so many times, and I'm going to teach you guys how to use this, just the basics of it, just very basic stuff we'll start with today. I can do a more in-depth video a different day if you guys enjoy this type of stuff and show you how to cook things, because I'm telling you, once you get the hang of it, it is so easy. So I'm going to share some very basic things. That way, if you guys have an Instant Pot, you've never used it, you don't know how to use it, or you're thinking about getting one, I'm going to show you how easy it is. And all these buttons, you don't even need them. I mean, you can use them. You're more than welcome to use them. But I think I've only used 2 buttons on this whole thing before. So let me go ahead and let's get started, guys. If you're new, if you're coming over to my channel and you've just found me because of the title, welcome. I share lots of grocery hauls, lots of cooking videos, and lots of other content on here. Just stuff to help motivate you guys. So let me go ahead and show you. Let's walk over to the Instant Pot, guys. Okay, guys, I apologize if there's background noise. They are working on a house behind us, and it's super annoying. But anyway, this is the one that I have. I have the Instant Pot Duo. I don't know enough about all the different types that there are. This is just one that my mom thought would be good for us. You know, this is not sponsored by Instant Pot, which that would be fantastic if they wanted to sponsor me. But like, it comes with the instruction booklet and how to set it up. And then it even gives you like cooking time conversions, if you guys have that. And most of that is true. Let's just walk through the basics real quick, guys. So this is the Instant Pot. It's very, you know, most of them are the same. You can get the generic Instant Pot versions. You can get smaller ones. They probably got bigger ones. They probably sell even like completely different models now. But the basics to this. And these are replaceable, guys. This is something that you need. Actually, I need a replacement. This thing smells like chicken broth. But you can buy these liners. You can find them on Amazon. I'll try to look them up and link them for you guys because I really need to order another one. Over time, they wear out but they are completely replaceable. You always have to make sure that it goes on here. That is what seals your Instant Pot when you are cooking. So it just folds into that. It'll come already together, and yours will probably be a lot tighter if it's brand new, but that just seals it. Over time, it will not completely seal with the pressure. I can fiddle with it and I'll get it to work. You know, when you turn this, the knob comes off. You can clean all this. My Instant Pot looks nasty today. Sorry guys, I use it all the time. So on this is venting and sealing. What you always want to remember is when you are cooking anything, once you put all your stuff in there and you're setting your Instant Pot, you have to turn it from the venting to the sealing. You always have to make sure that it goes to the sealing position, because that is what, otherwise you're going to blow steam everywhere and it's never going to set off. To make sure that, just keep that sealing. Remember to seal it. Okay, so the Instant Pot will come with this. This is your drum, your base. I'm probably not using the correct word for this. But mine is actually not non-stick. They do sell non-stick Instant Pot bowls. You can buy replacements of these. You can buy them, like say you want to use like this to cook a whole bunch of meals and you don't feel like cleaning that up right away. You can buy other inserts for this and so just pick them up, switch them out. I do know people do that. I haven't done it yet. I'm tempted, but I figure I'll just end up piling it in there. So if you don't have a non-stick one, mine's not non-stick, cooking spray works wonders in this thing. I do get a lot of burn messages. You guys might, if you don't have enough liquid or I don't put enough spray on this thing, it will sometimes pop up. So that is one tip for you guys. Cooking spray works. So that's just the inside. All we're gonna do, take your base, put it down, take your base. Your Instant Pot will come with a trivet. A trivet, you know, some people choose not to use it. I always use my trivet and put it in the bottom after I spray it out. I put my trivet in the bottom because if I'm using meat, like chicken and things like that, they do not say that in recipes. I will put my chicken on the trivet because I like to avoid the burn message. The burn message is super annoying. It will say food burn on there. Like I said, if there's not enough liquid, things like that. I get it periodically when I put too much rice in. So one way to prevent that is the cooking spray and using the trivet for meat. But you don't have to. That's totally optional. This is I will link this in the bottom. I'll find my link. I actually have an Amazon shop, guys. I think I get some itty bitty tiny % of something out there if you guys order through my links. But I do have an Amazon shop. So I link everything that I use. Not this stuff that I've bought that has been terrible. I will not link that stuff because I have bought a lot of duds. But I will link the things that I actually use on a consistent basis in there. This is something I bought. This is just like a steamer basket. You can put like rice in it, quinoa, you know, just different things. You could do, I guess, a seafood boil or something in there. But it's really inexpensive. I did buy this. There's a cake one that you can buy to put inside your Instant Pot. You can make cake in this thing. I have yet to do that, but it is on my to-do list. They have inserts for that. Let me show you another insert. These are the egg inserts. This is a 2-pack. I think I got this for $9.99 maybe. It's silicone. You can make I don't know if you've been to Starbucks. I am not big with mixing my egg stuff. I'm very weird about eggs, but my family loves these. And I'll share that recipe. I don't think I've shared that before, unless it's a long time ago. I'll have to update that and share it with you guys. Egg bites. They call them sous vide. I'm not probably going to say that right, but Starbucks sells them, the little egg things that are super pricey. You can make them at home with these. And you use foil over them when you cook them. I'll share that with you guys. Super easy recipe. But you can do that in your Instant Pot. They just go down into it. Not with this plastic on, but they just go down into it and you put foil over it and put your ingredients in there. And it makes perfect little egg cups. My husband loves them. But these are inexpensive. I'll link these down below. Accessories. I'm trying to think of what else I actually have for this thing. Let me go ahead and show you this, my Instant Pot, the functions I usually use. Okay guys, so you're gonna have the soup function, you're gonna have the meat and stew function, bean and chili, poultry, slow cook, saute, pressure level, delay, start, cancel, warm. I'm just reading all these. Rice, multigrain, porridge, steam, yogurt, and pressure cooker. Honestly, I have used, I've used the stew function before, but I really didn't have to. And you'll learn this, most recipes, the main one, and yours might say something else. I can't remember what it says on the other ones, but it's similar to this. The pressure cook function is the one that I use every single time I cook. Whether I'm making rice, whether I'm making chicken, whether I'm making chili, I'm sure you can use these other ones. I just don't fool with it. I use what I know. I use the pressure cook one. Now, I have seen people use yogurt before. I don't know if they've actually used that function, but the only ones I've used is the pressure cook, and I do use the saute. If you were making food in this and you need to brown your steak or brown your chicken or do something like that, you can use the saute function and saute your onions up or your veggies up and things like that. And let me tell you, this baby cooks super duper fast. So you gotta be very careful because you wanna make sure that you remove whatever, like if there's some brown left on there before you start pouring your liquids in and cooking your whole meal, because you can saute it and then cook your meal together in this. You want to make sure you clean that brown off of the bottom of this. That is just a word of advice, because otherwise you might get that food burn warning, and it will alert you up here that there's a food burn. And you don't want to deal with that because then you have to scrape it out. Sometimes you can ignore it, sometimes you can't. But I always hit the pressure cook button. So on this side you have the less, and on this side you have the more. I don't even mess with the low pressure and high pressure. I just leave it on, I guess it might be on high pressure most days. But certain recipes, you have recipe books, all kinds of things, it will tell you which one to use. Usually I just leave it on high pressure and I use this button. If I'm going to saute something, I will use that button. And that's really it. I'll cancel it out after I saute it and then pressure cook it. But you can change the levels. The warm function automatically comes on once you've released all your pressure. I'll quit rambling about this. Let me show you a couple things. So since this is a beginner tutorial for you guys, and this is for people that like haven't used these a lot or they're brand new to this, I'm going to cook some eggs. Eggs are one of the easiest things you can cook in an Instant Pot, and they come out perfect if you do the method. It's the 5-5-5 method. I think I've shared it before. But there's no limit. I mean, not really, not to me. There's not a limit on how much you can put in this. What we're going to do is I'm going to put however many eggs you can put. I've put probably 2 cartons of eggs in this before. I'm going to put a carton of eggs in this. I'm going to put 12 eggs. I'm going to pour, I think it's 2 cups of water into this. And then we are going to cook it for 5 minutes on high pressure. And then we're going to let it build for 5 minutes, like without releasing the pressure. We're going to let it just come to its own. It'll say L and it'll be 5. I'll show you guys this. And then we give it an ice bath for 5 minutes. And that's it. That's how you make perfect Instant Pot eggs. You don't need the little egg cookers. I've had the little egg cookers. I've made eggs on the stove. But I will tell you, if you have an Instant Pot and you want to make eggs, this is the easiest way to make eggs. And they come out super easy. I've tried tricks with vinegar and everything else, but honestly, this is the best method. So let me go ahead. I'm going to get the eggs out. I'm going to show you guys. We're just going to do very basic stuff like eggs. I can show you how to make some chicken in this. I can show you how to make the eggs. I can show you how to make rice. These are things I make all the time. Very basic stuff. We'll try to just do some basic stuff, and then in another video I'll share more in-depth videos if you guys like this. So I'm just going to take the eggs that I have. I'll show you. I'm just going to place the eggs into the Instant Pot, and yes, I did put my trivet in there. It just helps it to take them out easier once it's done. I'm just going to put all the eggs in there. Like I said, you can put more than this in there. You can put less than that. It doesn't really make a difference in the cooking time. It's always going to be the 5 minutes. Okay, so we made sure that this little seal is on there. We're going to close the Instant Pot, and it does make noise. We're going to make sure it is on sealing, not venting. Make sure your button is on sealing. This little thing will pop up once it's ready. And then we're gonna go to pressure cook. Just the pressure cook button down there, like I told you guys. And we're gonna set the timer to 5 minutes. You can hit the minus button if it's like too high, or you can hit the plus button to go up. It's gonna immediately go to on. It will take it about 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes to warm up, to get all the heat built up in there, because this thing gets extremely hot. So once it's on, it'll have the countdown for the 5 minutes, and it will count all the way down until it's reached, you know, the full 5 minutes of cooking time. Once it does that, we're gonna still let it sit for an additional 5 minutes with the eggs. It's 5 minutes cook time, 5 minutes of just natural pressure building up in there. Then we will release the vent, and then we'll give it an ice bath for 5 minutes. But we'll come back to it when it's ready for the 5 minute mark, because this is so easy, guys. I just want to start in baby steps with this, and make sure you never, ever, ever, ever release the pressure on this before it's time, and don't have your hand over it. Don't ever open this thing before it's done cooking, because it can burn your face. I've heard stuff about it. I don't know anybody personally, but I know it can burn you because the temperatures get so incredibly hot. I mean, that's how it cooks it, obviously. So never ever open this up and like expose your face to it or anything until it's done completely cooking and the pressure is released. You want to make sure the pressure is completely released before you open that thing, because it can give you 3rd-degree burns. But we'll come back to this in just a minute, guys. Okay, it beeped, so it is going to start counting down the 5 minutes all the way down till obviously there's no more time, and then we will let it sit for the 5 minutes. It'll say L and 5. Okay guys, I let it run over too long, so I am going to let this vent. There is going to be stuff, pressure blowing out of there. I like to take a towel and put it over that so it doesn't blow all over my cabinet. It's going to release that until the noise goes away. It shouldn't take long because I've let it sit and come to its natural temperature. Once all that steam is released, it will unlock for you, and you can open it up. We're gonna get a bowl with some ice. Just gonna take the eggs out, and we're gonna stick them in this little ice bath and let them cool for about 5 minutes. You can easily just use that trivet and transfer it. Let it sit for 5 minutes in the ice bath, and then they'll be ready to peel, or you can just pop them in a bag and peel them later. And we're gonna move on to the next. Okay guys, next recipe, I'm going to make rice. This is my favorite way. This is the only way I make rice anymore. You don't have to buy the minute packets that are pricey. I actually get a humongous thing of rice. It's like $20, but the bag is like, oh, I don't even know how many pounds, bigger than me, to get at Sam's Club. But I'm just gonna use jasmine rice, I think. You're supposed to spray this out. I am out of cooking spray, so I'm gonna rub a little bit of oil on. I'm going to make 2 cups of rice. Scoop 2 cups out. Pour it in the bottom of the Instant Pot. And then I've got chicken broth. This just gives it extra flavor, guys. I recommend it for cooking rice. It just gives you, you know, a lot of extra flavor to your rice. I'm gonna pour I'm gonna pour 2.5 cups into the 2 cups of rice. So there's extra liquid, so it doesn't stick. Now I do make cilantro lime rice in this. I do make other types of rice. I make Spanish rice. You can do all kinds of things. We'll start with the basics today. Then I'm gonna take the lid. Once you've got your rice in there, going to turn the knob. Then we're going to hit to sealing. Then we're going to hit pressure cook, and I'm going to hit it for 7 minutes. 7 minutes to sit in there, and I will let it once it cooks the 7 minutes down, I will let it sit for 7 minutes, the equal time of how much I'm cooking it. But the rice always comes out perfect for me with the 7 minutes of cook time, and then I add my spray butter or whatever else into it. This is the easiest way that I can make rice. You can make more cups than this, but that's just what I need for right now. And this is an easy way to meal prep out food if you guys are like limited for time and want to meal prep your food. You can make chicken, you can make rice, you can make the baked potatoes, sweet potatoes in this. You can prep out. I make a taco casserole all the time in this, and I will eat off of it for the week because it's my favorite thing to eat. But this is just an easy way. We'll come back to it once it's done cooking. Okay, so we are going to release it. It is done. The L is there. It cooked for 7 minutes. We release the pressure. And then look at that. The rice is perfect. You can use it for a side. One night, here's what I like to do. I like to add this no-calorie parquet butter. I always add that in. You can add cilantro in. You can add whatever. I do cook it with cilantro sometimes. Add a little bit of garlic salt. And now we have a side. Because we eat rice a lot in our house, you can make some chicken to go with it, some steak, cook a vegetable. I shared that in my last video. Look at that, guys. Easy, super duper easy rice that cooks just perfectly. Perfect texture. Okay, move on to the next one. This next thing I'm going to cook is just basic. You can spray your Instant Pot out. Put your trivet in. I took a pack of fresh chicken breasts and I cut the fat off of them. You can use frozen chicken. You can use drumsticks, chicken thighs, whatever you want. I never follow the cooking time it says. It tells you like 7 minutes of cooking time. To me, the chicken is not done at that mark. So I like to cook it at least 20 minutes. About 25 minutes if it's frozen. You can cook it about 15 minutes if it's just regular chicken. Some people will say 5 minutes. Like I said, I'm so funny about chicken because I've cooked it before at the times that like recipes say, and then the chicken is still like not cooked inside, and that's disgusting. So anytime you're cooking frozen, make sure the recipe says 10 minutes, I cook it double that. So usually I'll cook chicken, frozen chicken, about 25 minutes to make sure it fully gets done. But I know you don't have to. I know they say you can cook it for 14 or 13 or whatever, but to me that's just not enough time. I'm going to take, you can take a cup of water because you always need liquid in the bottom. But I am going to use chicken broth because yes, it's chicken, but I'm going to try to just give it a little bit more flavor. I like to use the trivet because this is meat. I've taken chicken breasts, I've cut them in half. And then I'm just going to lay about 4 of them in there, 4 of these little halves, which is equal to 2 chicken breasts. Because I need to preserve the other chicken for a different recipe. And then I am just going to take it with the sealer on there. We're going to turn it, make sure it is sealing. And then we are going to hit pressure cook. I'm going to cook this one about 17 minutes because I just want to make sure my chicken is done. You can add garlic seasonings in it. You can add whatever you want to your chicken. I'm just going to make some plain chicken to shred up to have on hand. But feel free to add any type of sauce you want with that. Just always make sure that you put a cup of liquid in the bottom of this or it will burn. And then we are going to let it warm up again. And once it's ready to heat, it will set that timer at that 17 minutes. And then we will just watch it count down. And I'll probably leave it to naturally like build pressure for at least 10 minutes. I like that. That way it's easy to shred. So there we go. We'll come back to it in just a few minutes, guys. It's been sitting there, naturally releasing. So let's go ahead, release that steam. Chicken is done. As it says that, as you can see, it says the L. It's been 16 minutes. This little knob will drop down, knowing, there we go, telling me that I can open it. This chicken turns out so tender whenever you cook it in the Instant Pot. You can shred it up. My kids like chicken salad. Or if you need to use it for another recipe and you don't feel like cooking the chicken on the stove or boiling it or doing whatever. A lot of times I will add some seasoning to this, some sauce, and cook it in there. Like make some barbecue chicken in the Instant Pot. You can meal prep that out for the week. My kids like when I shred this up, add some pepper, some salt, some garlic powder, and some mayonnaise like I've shared before, and I make my chicken salad. But there you go, guys. Super duper easy way to fast cook chicken that comes out like cooked. You don't have to worry about it not being cooked. Let's go on to the next recipe, guys. Okay, guys, let's do something related to breakfast. I was gonna do mashed potatoes. I've showed that a million times. That's something super simple. You can like put all your mashed potatoes in with your liquid and cook them for like about 12 minutes. You can make Instant Pot mashed potatoes so easy. But I want to show you oatmeal. So you can spray your your Instant Pot out. Take a cup of oats, cup of oat milk. I'm going to use almond milk. I don't have any oat milk. I like the almond milk. Let's take a cup of that. Then we're going to take 2 cups of water. I haven't tried this specific recipe, so this is my first time to do this one. I've made apple cinnamon oatmeal before, but my husband likes blueberry. So we'll do this. And I'm going to take some fresh blueberries that I already had. That's a good way to use them up too if your fruit's going to go bad anytime soon. So we'll put some blueberries in there. Then we're going to take 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. And guys, if you know me, I don't measure this because I love vanilla and stuff. So if it says 2, I'll put 3. And then 1/4 cup of brown sugar. So I'll take the brown sugar and we'll place it in there. Then we're just going to stir that around. I didn't put any sort of trivet or anything in there. And guys, feel free, you can add whatever fruit you want. I am just making blueberry kind today, just to do a simple recipe. Then we're going to put the lid back on, seal it, and then pressure cook it. We're going to cook this for 10 minutes. Oops. And then we will just let it sit after it's cooked for the 10 minutes. Let it sit for the 10 minutes till it says L10. That way it can naturally release. Some recipes that you will find will want you to quick release it. It doesn't want you to sit it in there and let it build up the steam and cook. It just kind of makes it more moist. So some recipes will ask you to quickly release it. In that case, if it asks you to quickly release something, all you're going to do is once the timer is done cooking, like say you cook it 5 minutes, if the timer's up 5 minutes, you're going to release it with that knob, and that will be a quick release. This is a manual release, or natural release. That way we can just let it naturally release the pressure that's built up in there, and it makes the food just more moist, it keeps it warm, all that kind of stuff. But it really just depends on the recipe. So let's let that cook and we'll come back to it, and I'm sure it's going to smell awesome. So here is the oatmeal. It's nice and creamy. I've actually let it sit here for a while because I had to go pick the kids up from school. But I just wanted to show you. Look at that. Perfect in the morning. Perfectly moist, perfect breakfast, guys. You can add any type of fruit you want. You can add brown sugar, cinnamon, you know, whatever milk you want. You can do whatever you want with this. I'm just showing you an easy way to make a breakfast. Takes no time at all, and it comes out way better than on the stove. Okay guys, that's going to be all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it just gave you some easy ways to be introduced to your Instant Pot, gave you some easy tips. If you guys like this kind of stuff, I'll share some more like in-depth recipes. Not super hard. None of the stuff I make is going to be hard. I do not do chef-inspired recipes. I wish I could make pretty food like that. But I'm real and I'm budget friendly and I like easy. So I have tons of recipes that I make with my Instant Pot. So if you guys like that, let me know in the comments down below if you would enjoy seeing more videos with this content and actually showing you how to make like maybe 4 or 5 recipes that are like for dinner or breakfast or lunch or whatever it is you like. But don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're new. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, guys. It just lets you know whenever I upload, if you haven't done that already. It's super easy. It's free. If you don't care to give the video a big thumbs up, that is free to you guys. Doesn't cost anything. It just helps me out. But I appreciate it, and I will see you all next time. Love you all. Bye.